So if I'm there, I'm just going to try to eat you or something.
Hey, just saying. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, maybe not Andee. Yeah. She was a bad guy.
Welcome, friends and fans, to another edition of GalaxyCon Live, where we are bringing the convention experience directly to you. And today, we are going back to the Pegasus Galaxy with the cast of Stargate Atlantis. So without further ado, let's open up our own Stargate and bring them out. Our first guest is an actress whose credits include BioShock 2, Silent Hill, and Dark Matter. Today, she joins us to discuss the role of Princess and later Queen Harmony. Please welcome Jodelle Ferland.
Hi, I'm Jodelle. This is Gigi.
Gigi! Oh, nice to meet you, Gigi. Yes, okay. So, Jodelle, how are you?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
I am doing well in my corner of the world. I'm in Orlando, Florida, where everything is hot and humid, and it rains every other 10 minutes. But the Florida Board of Tourism doesn't want anybody to know that. So, well, thank you so much for joining us here today. It was an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Too, and I'm glad we love furry friends and fur babies of all kinds as well.
Oh
yes, I might bring mine out later on, so we'll see. Maybe we'll make some friends.
Please do.
Absolutely. And next, he is an actor whose roles include The Umbrella Academy, Aliens vs. Predator, Requiem, and The Strain. Today he joins us to discuss the role of Lieutenant Aiden Ford. Please welcome Rainbow Sun Francks.
Hi, it's Rainbow. How are you?
Good. How are you, Rainbow?
I'm absolutely amazing. I can't wait to get started in this. It's my first virtual convention, and I'm excited to meet everyone and see how this goes.
I am so glad to have you here,
I love
boss.
that I can do this from my living room in Toronto. This is amazing. This is
it's
wonderful.
We're a comfortable environment.
I have a drink. I have smoke. This is like the best convention ever. This is wonderful.
Be as comfortable, relaxed as you want, boss.
Oh, I am, darling. I am.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here today, man. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Indeed. And next, he is an actor whose body of work includes Supergirl, Supernatural, and, of course, The X-Files. Today, though, he joins us to discuss the role of Colonel Steven Caldwell. Please welcome Mitch Pileggi.
How y'all doing?
Good, sir. How you doing in your corner of the world?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
So glad to have you here. I am a big fan of your body of work. You've touched on like so many things I'm a fan of, but I'm just going to put it out there. To this day, among friends of mine, we still use the term "there's no escaping the Duker."
Little buddy.
Indeed.
That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Absolutely. An undervalued teen favorite, I call it.
Yeah. No, I think it was. I think it was kind of a hit amongst younger crowd, but it was a lot of fun to shoot. It's got some great camera work and
yeah. It was.
Thanks for bringing it. It was fun.
Absolutely. It's fun to watch. It's still to this day, and I will always laugh at that, always. Mitch, thank you so much for joining us today. It's an absolute delight. And next, she is an actress whose roles include Van Helsing, The Seamstress, and Supernatural. Today, she joins us to discuss the multiple roles of several Wraith Queens. Please welcome Andee Frizzell.
Hi.
Hey,
everybody.
Hey,
Andee. Good morning. It is 3 a.m. I made it.
So glad to have you here. Wow, 3 a.m. in that part of the world. Thanks for getting up. Thanks for staying up late or getting up early for us. I don't know which.
I also don't know which at this moment.
Oh my goodness. Well, no matter what time of day, Andee, so glad to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. This is an awesome opportunity. Nice to see everybody. I love to be able to see not only lovely faces, but also everyone's living room. Let's see how we're all living. Let's see how we're living.
Actually, this is my bedroom, but you can't tell because we got the thing over here. Yeah.
I didn't know if it was a shower curtain or wallpaper. I was like, there's a 50-50 chance you're in the bathroom.
This is from our physical shows. When we first started this, they sent me this, but it's only sized for a full stage. And it looks like a television studio threw up my bedroom. It's been my way. Anyway.
Very sexy Bordeaux.
Ready? Thanks for joining us. This is going to be fun. All right. And finally, he is an actor whose credits include Arrow, Sanctuary, and Supernatural. Today, he joins us to discuss the role of Dr. Radek Zelenka. Please welcome David Nykl.
Hello, world. Hello, world on the screen. Orlando, Toronto. Hello, world. How you guys doing?
We are well, sir. How are you doing?
Marvelous. Marvelous. It's a beautiful summer day here on the West Coast, and I couldn't be happier. As Rainbow said, I'm really excited about meeting everybody online. This is kind of cool. You don't have to leave the confines of your own secret, undisclosed location with anonymous blue drape.
Oh, nice.
Hey, where's our host?
Oh no.
I'm back.
Now we're on our own, guys. Let's take this over.
No, I had a little difficulty with my Stargate. I apologize. Okay, first of all, everybody, thank you all for joining us today here at the GalaxyCon virtual stage. Our team is going through the chat room right now, pulling out the questions for us. In the meantime, I just like to throw this out. As always, with we're dealing with crazy shoots like this and special effects and sets and everything else. What was the craziest day that you can recall on the set of Atlantis for each of you?
Boy, for me, it was the first. Oh, go ahead, Mitch.
So that's easy for me, having Jason kick my ass when I was, I guess, pissed by a ghoul. Yeah, no, he wrecked me pretty bad that day. It was a rough day for this old boy.
Oh my fight scenes, gotta love them.
For me, the craziest day was definitely the first day on set, just seeing the environment that we were going to work in, and seeing the new gate room, and seeing all the how beautiful the sets were that they had built for Atlantis. They were just quite extravagant. It looked like you were walking into like a Frank Lloyd Wright museum of sorts in the future. It was so gorgeous, and I just remember being overwhelmed with anxiety and emotion, and it was quite an amazing feeling. I love that first day. Also, I was like 48 hours out of being hired, and I moved my whole life in 48 hours, and we started shooting, so I didn't know what was going on. It was great. If you watch the first scenes that we shot, I'm just like, I don't know where I am. Like, I read the script 25 minutes ago. So, yeah.
Things happen fast. I mean, every day was a treat to be working there. I mean, particular guys like me that were recurring. And I had no promise around one day to the next. You know, an exploding tumor away from not being in the next thing. So I always treated it as it's a treat to be doing this job. Great colleagues, some of which are here. I don't know if I've had too many scenes. Mitch, couple with you, Andy. I wouldn't even know. I've had Wraith. I've had guys that I worked with come up to me, great working with you, and I said, I never worked with you. And he said, yeah, I'm the guy that was underneath all that makeup. You know? the guys that have to eat their lunch through a straw.
Yeah. Very
true. So it was a treat. But any day was a good day. It was an education too. It was like a technical education, not just about hitting your mark and barking. It was a lot about blue screens, green screens, plate shots, all these things, that crap camera tracking equipment, all this stuff that was brand new to me, and just what an education, what a great thing to learn. They don't teach you that in drama school.
I need to deal with David Hewlett off camera.
Yeah. That was an occupational hazard.
We all had to deal with David Hewlett.
Yeah.
My episode was pretty chill. I was just like walking through a forest for most of it, so nothing too crazy. I did get a mosquito bite right in the middle of my forehead, though, which you will definitely see if you look closely in my episode.
Oh my!
Easter egg. There's your literally an Easter egg.
You realize before this session is over, somebody's gonna screenshot that and put
it.
Well, if they do that, they should put one of the Wraith bugs from 38 Minutes on it.
Yes.
That's a challenge to everybody's video skills. I want to see that.
Yeah. I would have to say my craziest day was the filming of Submersion. When so I get to set, and the scene is they're doing, I come up from the depths of the sea, And of course, you all know I'm in full makeup and full hair and the whole thing. So I've already been there for about 6 hours. And they take me onto set, and there's like a 3-foot pool of water. And they're like, okay, so literally the name of the episode is Submersion. So the idea is they're like, okay, we're going to do this amazing crane shot. We're going to get you in the water. You're going to go underneath. And then you're going to hold your breath, half a minute, and then you're going to slowly come up, and the crane's going to come all the way down. It's going to be this amazing shot, and you're going to, when you come out, right? So, of course, I'm up to my just thighs in the water, getting all the direction. This is your mark. Everything's cool. We're great. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. They tie my hair, I had long hair, to the belt of my leather pants. And then they're like, okay, ready? Take a big breath. I'm like, yeah, this is so awesome. So I take a big, huge breath. I dunk underneath the water. And I'm underneath there for about half a second when I realize, which no one else mentioned at the time, that my mask is made of foam. Underneath my hairpiece is a giant piece of foam. Now, I don't know if you remember grade 5 science, but foam floats. So the second I went underneath the water, my face tried to shoot out of the pool. My hair, which is tied to my pants, tries to shoot out of the water as well. So within 1 second, I have a leather wedgie. My face is taking off out of this pool. And I grab, because they wanted me to be on this like exact mark. So they put a weight there. So I grab the weight, and everything is trying to lift out of the water. And it's only like, I only have like 2 feet to hide this whole body underneath and not pop up. And I'm trying to hold on, and the weight's starting to lift. Like every single thing is trying to scream out of the water. And then they're like, come up really slowly, right? So I had to like hold on to my clothes and slowly pull myself out of the water. So when I come up and I'm like, ah, and the shot's so amazing. Actually, what's coming out is, fuck!
I think I remember that shot. I think I remember that shot.
I remember it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they're like, let's do it again. Let's go again. I was like, yeah, no, it's not happening. I barely made it out of that one.
Boy, she's really into it, but she said she's always good. Yeah. She always sells it. Yeah. So, out of capricious curiosity, Andee, do you have is there a favorite version of the Queen that you like? Either
I love all of them were absolutely amazing. Just the fact that I could be killed, change my hair, get a little suntan, and come back. Do you know how big of a personality you have to be to play a race of people? Like, I didn't just play one. I was them all. I love them all, but I would definitely say I love the Queen from Allies. This is the tattoo, and I don't know. I thought she was pretty amazing, and she had those insane shoes. Those shoes were they just made it. They just made the outfit.
Always goes back to the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much. We are going to go to our audience questions, so let's go ahead and roll our first one. And this comes from Kevin, and they want to know, what was your reaction to seeing the Atlantis set for the first time? Well, okay.
I'll bow out of this one.
All right, Rainbow. Yeah, just chill. All right, yeah. We got you. Who's got another reaction to say?
Oh yeah. I think we all have. We're actually showing you.
Yeah.
I thought you were asking.
We're showing you the reaction. We're showing you the reaction. We're all silent.
Yeah, we were just recreating it.
We're just recreating it for you.
No.
That is pretty accurate, to be honest. I mean,
Is it my turn? Yeah, that's exactly what we all did. We stepped on set and went, "Is it me? Is it Mike? Should I say something?"
It's like I'm working this gig. What? Okay.
I remember
where am I?
A lot of us went back to the SG1 crew, and we just started making fun of them because their set was like this big and they had no air conditioning, and we just went back there like, the new kids got it good.
No AC. Ooh, brutal.
Yeah, I think they got it piped in eventually. Season 8 or something.
the new show. Look at it.
The set that I worked on was was my spaceship, was the Daedalus, and I had so much fun on that thing. They were always blowing shit up, and smoke was pouring out everywhere. It was funny because I'd sit down in my commander's chair and I'd put my hand on the thing and a piece would fall off. This is not a real spaceship. But it was. But I loved the Daedalus. I loved working on it. And, I got to get my Captain Kirk on, so it was pretty cool.
Nice.
I love spaceship sets so much. It's so cool.
It was
my a lot of mine was Forest, but then I did 2 episodes of Stargate. There was 1 episode of SG-1 and 1 episode of Atlantis, and both of the sets for those were really cool when I was in the studio. But the one for Atlantis was awesome. I walked in and there was this gigantic painting of me on set, and I got to sit in this massive chair and feel like royalty. It was awesome. I loved that day. They are so good at building sets. They're amazing at it.
Yeah, it is gorgeous. I mean, I had 4 contacts in, and one set of them were cat eyes, so I saw it like this.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
In a very narrowed, being led by 2 people, and I'm like, "What do you see? What do you see?" It was pretty smoky, pretty dark, pretty organic. They had a lot of foliage. So you said you were in a forest. I was also in a forest. My ship was quite organic. And it was really smoky, but it's still at the same time, it's so incredible to go from your trailer, you cross a parking lot, they open a door, and you are in a completely another world. And then they're like, okay, you run through your setup for the first, and then they're like, okay, go to the side, and you go around the corner, and there's another world, they've all the backdrops set up against each other. And those huge studios, those huge airline studios, it's just incredible, the worlds that are in there and what they can create. And so, I think we all did a very good rendition of the first time we saw it. Pretty amazing.
Absolutely fair. Absolutely fair. Well, hopefully David will be able to join us again. But Kevin, great question to start us off with. Thank you. And what do we have next? Here's one from BJ. What show would each of you like to have a role on?
I would love to be on Doctor Who. That's always been my #1 show that I would love to be on.
Is this all-time shows, or is this?
Yeah. If you go back in time and be on MASH if you want, or something like that.
That's crazy. Okay.
Oh,
sky's the limit.
So many shows. I mean, oh my goodness, that's a hard question to answer.
I mean, all-time shows. I don't know. I would have loved to have been on The Sopranos somehow, but it wouldn't have worked. But somehow.
Yeah.
Well, do the prequel movie, and they may be bringing it back. I heard. So
current show.
David.
There he is. Current shows. What We Do in the Shadows would be the show I would like to be on.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul season 6. Gotta go quick to get on that one. It's the golden age for these long form roles, right? You can do a role and you're 6 years later and you're still playing Jimmy McGill, right? It's kind of crazy. What a treat for an actor, right? To be able to do a long form thing like that. So, pick any one of those off out of a hat, and you don't never know it's going to last that long. But
I'd like to be on The Mandalorian too, really badly. It's so good.
Yeah, but you get a mask. And nobody sees you until
I don't care what I get. I don't care what I get.
Are you knocking being in a mask, David?
No, I wouldn't mind at all.
I'd be happy to be a droid voice or something on that.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be so cool.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
No, I can't say. Never mind.
What?
I occasionally may do a voice of a droid for a certain thing. I can't do it. No. We can't. We're here to talk about you all.
You can't just say that and then not do it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Do it.
I'm not allowed to. No, I'm not allowed to.
Who is in your space that's denying you the opportunity to entertain us?
He is not the droid we are looking for.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. But doing a voice of a droid. Yes, it's a fun. I can tell you it's a fun gig. I can tell you that. So, Mitch, dream role, some show, past, present.
I don't know. I'd like to do a Western. I would like to. I can't think of anything, but I'd really like to do a good Western. Anybody got any ideas?
There's a great book by Patrick DeWitt called The Sisters Brothers. I thought that would be a great adaptation. Somebody already got the rights for it. A good two-hander on a horse. That
now
would
we're
be so
talking about
awesome.
future shows. Now we're talking about pitches.
No, he's talking about cowboys, right?
I got lots of those.
Joaquin Phoenix and John Riley did that.
That's right, they did.
Yeah.
John C. Riley?
John C. Riley, yeah.
Great. That'd be great.
Lonesome Dove. If I can, I would say Lonesome Dove. I would have loved to have been in Lonesome Dove.
Oh yeah.
I think it's the best Westerns ever made.
See that? Totally.
I'd love you in a Western. We got to make this happen.
Yeah.
Did Tarantino's do? I think he had so much fun. He's gonna do more episodes of the Western from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So I know that's
Right.
so that'd be fun because he's shooting it like a '60s Western, so it's got that vibe to it. So
Spaghetti Westerns, yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be fun. So, Andee, did we hear from you?
Oh yeah, did you hear from me? Of course. I got something to say about everything. Anything. Well, it's actually funny you said Tarantino. Anything that Quentin Tarantino does, I would love. I mean, Kill Bill. Hello, I could have been the understudy in that, baby. Yeah, well, he has a lot of amazing female characters, super strong, amazing. So anything that he would do.
Right, fair. BJ, fun question. Thank you so much. What do we have next? Here's one from Katie. Wants to know, how difficult was it to memorize all of the scientific talk?
David Nykl.
What scientific talk? Jason Momoa, he got all the what? Yeah, that's memorizing it. Science fiction based on science fact. It's like any other acting job. You get those paragraphs, you got to break it up into verbs, you got to break it up into things that make sense, and you're telling somebody a story, right? You're laying pipe. You're telling us the reason why this week we don't have power, and we won't have it next week either. There's always trouble. So we got to explain to people what the thing is, and there's always something, right? So it's you get that as a habit after a while. Again, Stargate was great for learning that shit. For learning those kind of lines.
I learned how to do that later. I did the show called The Listener. I did for like 4 years.
That was a great show, Rainbow. I saw you in that.
Thank you. And thank you. And I had to be the tech. I was the tech guy in the show. And so I actually had to learn how to do all that crazy exposition and speak about the inner workings of a missile for 4 pages. And, it's trying. But I have to say, you'll never hear me say this very much, but kudos to David Hewlett. I actually studied the way that he delivers all of his stuff quite a bit to and how to incorporate him and what's his name that plays Spencer Reed on Criminal Minds. I studied those 2 guys to figure out how to get all that exposition out because they do it in a really interesting way that's engaging. And you have to find something that you love behind it, and it really helps to engage the audience. Yeah. I almost found something sexual about it to make it. That's underlying, obviously, not overt.
No.
Really
good idea.
Yeah.
And kudos to both you guys in those roles, because in science fiction especially, the science character or the medical character does have to do a lot of heavy lifting for the plot, and they got to justify exactly what you said. We don't know power this week, or he's dying and I don't know why, and we've got to go here or there. So
here's the if you let them know that you can do it, they'll write that stuff for you. If you don't,
so true. It's so true.
Careful what you ask for.
They won't write it.
Don't be too good at it. It's yeah, it'll backfire.
Yeah.
That's with Hewlett is like he was so good at it. They just kept writing and writing and writing until his head was ready to explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, don't do that.
I got the overflow. I got the overflow.
Yeah.
Andee or Jodelle, was there any other parts of your experience that you found challenging? I mean, we'd have to do the scientific dialogue. But was
yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of scientific talk. I mean, lines were a little tongue twisted, you know, it's still like paragraphs and stuff, but I didn't have a lot of the tech talk. I was like the tech girl on the other show, Dark Matter, that I did. So there was a bit more of that. Not too much. I felt really bad for Zoe, who played the android on that show, because it was just nonstop. And you can't you can't talk like a human, you know, you can't like stumble over your words when you're doing that. So I have no idea how she did that. But yeah, luckily I've never had anything quite that challenging. When you're playing a human being, you can kind of, you know, stop and there's pauses and you can talk like a normal person and stumble over your words a little bit, and it's fine, because half the time I was panicking because something was wrong with the ship or whatever. And I'm just like, it's fine. Yeah. But on Stargate, other than the lines being a little tongue twisty, it really wasn't too bad. Nothing too crazy challenging. Although I guess on SG1, it's been a little while. I was really young when I did that episode, but I remember even in my audition, because I only had the one scene, but it was a long paragraph with some words that were a little difficult to get out of my mouth all in one go. So that was a bit challenging. And it's always like, I'm always a bit nervous going on to a show that's already like got an established cast and crew, and you're a guest star and you're the new one and you're just there for a day and you don't want to look bad, you know, you want to do a really good job, because that's your one job, is like that one scene. And so I was trying not to mess it up. So that was a bit challenging, but still a lot of fun. At least I'd already had it memorized because it was my audition scene, so it wasn't that bad.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Andee, how about you?
Yeah, and so I was actually just trying to think if there was anything on Stargate specifically, but it was interesting when you brought up being an AI. I was on Andromeda and I played an AI, and I would have to say it was so I was a ship, right? And I had. And I will never, can you believe this? This is a number of years ago. I will never forget this. It was a Friday. It was a Friday before a long weekend. It was the last scene. It was the last shot of the day. And I had memorized the name of this place where all these ships met incorrectly. Tatiartis. Tatiartis. No. This is like so many years later and I still can't say it. And the whole crew, the whole cast, everyone is waiting for me. I do this huge monologue and then it's this one name, like all the ships in Tatiartis. And I could not get that. And though everybody was yelling it at me, I'd be like, we're on Tatiartis. And they're like,
whatever, fix it in post. Do it in ADR.
It's fine. And they're like, Tatiartis. And I was like, Tatiartis. It was the worst. This went on for like 45 minutes. Like Hercules is staring at me. Like, can't you get it? Tatiartis.
187A pickup, take 143.
Was the worst. And
that's a spicy meatball.
And everybody, like, you could just, and it was stuck in there. Like, once it was memorized that way, and I didn't have that sound, you know, what they do, the pronunciation guide, it was in there. That was it. And it was, everyone was staring at me and I was like, Tatiartis. And I still remember it. Like, it was so horrifying.
Awful. Once you get something stuck in your brain, it's like, that's how your brain wants to say it. Like, I always have such a hard time if they change a name in a script or something. I'm like, I'm sorry, my brain's gonna go to say the other word over and over again.
It's on a loop.
It's true that the pressure of a Friday night, of a Fraturday, is also very real. Everybody's been working really hard. It's the last scene, and here's Nykl, and you got it exactly. And it's just like you're keeping everybody from their families, from their long weekend plans. Yeah, it's like just gonna do my scene now.
That's when my brain is always the least functional.
Yeah, but that's it, exactly. And you know when they do the lottery, so it's like every Friday they have that lottery.
Yeah.
So everyone's waiting for the lottery and a beer and to go home, and I'm like, Tarty Artis, like it was the worst. It was the worst.
Yeah, you can crap out in front of an audience if you flub a line, but when you're on a set in front of your peers and the crew, that's at a level of anxiety that.
Yeah, and when the guy that's holding the boom is like, Tarty Artis! Like, you're like, oh, sorry. Tarty Artis. It was like a guy walking by with sheep, you know, Tarty Artis! I was like, oh, God, stop.
Craft services go, Tarty Artis!
Hey, Mitch, maybe that was scientific dialogue. Did you have anything you found challenging on the set besides not tearing off parts of the ship?
Honestly, it really comes down to Hewlett. Being off camera for him or him being off camera for me was ridiculous. He could not keep a straight face. It doesn't matter how serious. Whatever I was saying was he thought that he would just start howling, laughing, and I'm like going, dude, really? It's like I'm trying to get my dial. I'm trying to say Tarty Artis here, and you're not letting me do it. And I would do the same
oh my God.
thing.
Some fan is going to look up that episode and actually find out. I think it was like, it wasn't Tarty Artis. It was like Tatita Tartis.
Hashtag Tarty Fartis.
Yeah, it was Tarty Fartis. That's exactly what it
was. Katie.
Sorry, Mitch, I cut you off.
And let's go ahead and roll another one. And this comes from Beverly and Rachel. How was the camaraderie on the set?
Silence.
Well,
what? First saw the set.
What were your friends like 15 years ago? A set is a funny place for people that haven't been there. It's a combination of work and it's a combination of hanging out. Friday afternoons when the food truck has got the Mexican music playing and it's Taco Friday. Those are fun times, and you can hang out with your peeps on set. Different sets have different moods, but I remember ours now having worked on several shows after that, like Arrow and stuff, where you gotta work. Atlantis was a lot of fun in terms of the camaraderie and the gags and the stupid stuff in everybody's trailer and things like that. That I remember. I mean, it's all parking lots now where our trailers used to be. I mean, that bridge is a different place now. But I just remember those sort of Friday afternoons and that kind of hanging out in the lot there at the bridge. It was good times.
I think that the Stargate family reaped the benefits of SG-1 already being a long-standing established show that was very successful. And everyone that was directing on Atlantis were producers and directors from SG-1. So they sort of carried over the enthusiasm and the laid-back the laid-back format of which they were already shooting SG-1 sort of carried over. So we were allowed to be a little lax and crack jokes and hang out, and it wasn't so much pressure, I found. I mean, myself and Rachel and Paulie used to just we were messy. We were just having fun and laughing the whole time, all the time, whenever we were together. It was a great time until David Hewlett got there, and then we just had to it was fun, you know. It was fun, and like Joe Flanagan would be riding his skateboard around. It was a ball. It was so much fun. It was really relaxed. Like having done 4,000 shows since, as David said, it's it was a joy. It was like summer camp in comparison. Like the rest is quite militant, which I don't mind at all. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I was only 23 years old, so I was having a lot of fun. It was a big show for me. It was a ball. I had a good time. Yeah, but we were joking the whole time, I found. Yeah.
Well, I think that people that don't hang out with actors don't understand the terminology showboating. So it's like everybody's trying to get a good joke in, and like you said, the camaraderie, and you're there's a lot of waiting around. And so previous to everybody being glued to their smartphone, I feel set has changed a lot since the phone. You know, it's a lot more silent than in the beginning. But yeah, you have a bunch of actors sitting around with time on their hands, trying to stay away from the food cart. And they're just trying to make each other laugh. You know, you've got lots of time, and what a great and amazing, talented cast that we had with so many people. Like James LaFonso is a comedian, you know. So I was, and then of course I have this glued face, and so it's like, you know, like we're eating Barbie hair, we can't see, you know. There's what? How can you not be laughing the whole time? And you got, and you know, I think like Rainbow said, we're on set for so many hours that a lot of the people that you're working with you'll see them more than you see your partner or your family. You see them for 17 hours a day, you know. So you get on or you don't, I guess. But yeah. Stargate, I felt everybody got on really, really well.
That's good. That's good. Jodelle, how was your experience like? You're kind of an outsider.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, it can be a bit nerve-wracking, like going on to a show where everybody's already been working together for ages, and you're the newcomer, and you're just there for a day or two or whatever. I mean, more for my Atlantis episode because I was in the whole thing for that. But yeah, I'm always really nervous about it. But that's why it's so nice when the cast and crew get along so well, and they're such a like kind, welcoming bunch of people. So I had no trouble with that at all. And yeah, like everybody else said, there's a different vibe on different sets. Some of them are a lot more stressful than others. And Stargate was not. Stargate was a very fun, laid back vibe that you could tell everybody actually really enjoyed working with each other, which isn't always the case. So that's always nice. I loved it. Yeah,
very true. And Mitch, bring us home.
I agree 100%. It was a great crew, great cast. I was welcomed immediately when I walked on set, and all the way, you know, every episode that I did, it was always fun to go up there and play with that group of people. So, and it was in Vancouver, so I had anytime I get to work in Vancouver, I got no complaints. So I was very, very happy. Going to the set of Atlantis every time I did an episode.
There you go. There you go. Beverly and Rachel, thank you. Great question. What do we have next? Here's one from Mel T. If you could take a Stargate anywhere in the world right this instant, well, after this panel, where would you go?
Oh, that's a good question.
In this world.
Oh man, I don't think there's anywhere I want
to go. Right now?
I'm gonna pass on that one. If
I'll bring the Stargate to my garage.
That was amazing.
I'll be stargating to sleep in about, I don't know, an hour. Back to bed at 5 a.m. That would be great.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is such a good question that I can't think of an answer to right now. Where do I want to go? I'm like,
I think the pandemic has kind of knocked out the idea. What the hell is travel?
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember. Like, where did I used to want to? I wanted to go places.
Then let me rephrase it. Then, okay. Say the world has gotten mostly back to normal. Okay. Where do you think if you had a Stargate you could pop to in the world under ideal circumstances?
I went to Japan when I was like 10, and I've been wanting to go back ever since. I would love to go to Japan.
I love it there.
Yeah, just delicious food. Such a good place. I don't know if you guys have ever had Japanese cheesecake, but it is superior to regular cheesecake. It is so good. Yeah. Oh my god, I would just go eat just so much cheesecake right now. That's what I would do.
So eat anything. Japan's the best. Japan, you can go to 7-Eleven and get a good meal, like an actual
exactly. Meal. Yeah, like actual food.
Yeah, it's a special place. Oh, I love it there.
Yeah. I think that'd be my.
Can we
answer.
time travel also? Can we go back in time to a place?
Sure.
Why not?
Okay, I go to the southern coast of Turkey back in the late '60s.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. I was just there 2 years ago.
What's that?
I was just there like 2 years ago along the Mediterranean Sea. So I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Tartiar Fartas. It was in Istanbul for like a week and then went down to Antalya, and then all along the entire coast for 5 weeks. Just driving. It was incredible. I don't know what it looked like in the 60s, but it was 2019 looked pretty cool.
Glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. 'Cause I would love to take my wife and daughter over there, but right now, nope.
Yeah. Right now, everything. Yeah. But it's stunning. I mean, they call it the turquoise coast. And you just go back and forth. I was back and forth from Turkey to Greece, the islands, and the people are phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Did you go to Rhodes?
I did. Yeah. And Crete, and I was in Hania, and all over. It was amazing. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. So, who's got another travel or time and travel destination?
I'd go to Des Moines, Iowa, of course.
Of course. It's so obvious. I don't know why.
Wow. I don't know why.
It's a stupid question. I mean,
I know. Move on. Actually, if it's back in time, I'd take my son to the. I'd like to see the Bucks and the basketball that just happened. That would have been fun. Or watch the Nets play when they. I would have loved to see that game that live. So I don't know. Go to New York. That's where I'd go. I'd go to New York and watch a Nets game for a month.
Brooklyn.
There you go.
They didn't want Des Moines, so
I love it.
You didn't want Des Moines.
I love it. I go to Brooklyn, watch a basketball game.
Get a slice of pizza. Hey, you know.
Like anywhere in the world at any time, and you're like, I want to go to Des Moines.
A week and a half ago.
Des Moines.
Des Moines. Well, Andy, where would you go? Location and time.
I know. I just like. I love history. I would love ancient Greece. I like you said, Turkey. That area it's fascinating. Just how much history is there right now. So to have seen it at that time, with all the amazing architecture and I'm sure it wasn't that like. It's so romanticized in film and in books. I'm sure it was horrific, like especially for women and disease and all of that. But it looks cool.
I mean, as long as you can come back. As long as you're not stuck there.
Yeah, as long as I could come back, like it's like a protective bubble, and I didn't have to
I'd go back with modern technology to Salem in the 1600s and save all the witches.
Something that would be.
Be nice. When time travel comes up, I always say I'd love to go back to like 1976, go to a record store and buy an album just because it had a cool cover.
Neat. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. This looks cool. All right. All right. That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. T, thank you. I think I have time for one more. So let's see if we go on a really fun one. And this is going to come from Christopher, who wants to know if you were putting together your own Stargate team, who would you want on it?
I take Rainbow, and I take Mitch, and I take Andee. Everyone on this panel.
You definitely don't want Andee.
Good answer. Dave.
What? What do you mean? I mean, on your team?
Wait, Creep.
And Jodelle.
So if I'm there, I'm just gonna try to eat you or something.
Hey! Just saying, survival of the fittest.
Maybe not Andee. Yeah, choose a bad guy.
Yeah, maybe not.
I'm not evil. I'm not evil.
Oh, that's what you think. Yeah, bad choices, right?
Yeah, I'm just misunderstood. Isn't that? I'm just misunderstood.
Bad guys don't know they're bad.
Exactly.
So everybody would take everybody. Is that
yeah? I think it's a good group. Yeah.
I think so too. Christopher, fun question. Gentlemen and ladies, this has been an absolute delight. Any final words for our audience before we go?
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes, thank you for having me in my first virtual con. It was very interesting. I love it.
Absolutely. It's been my absolute pleasure to host you all today. Once again, thank you for joining us on the GalaxyCon virtual stage. Thank you to our audience for joining us today, and thank you for your great questions. Hope to see you all again soon. Until then, bye-bye, everyone. Take care. And remember that smiles are free. Spend them often.